Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey, this is Rachel. Rachel, there's a story making the rounds.
Yes.
And at first, I dismissed completely as emotional garbage.
Okay.
But then, upon further review, I was like, no, this might make some sense. So it's being reported that Anthony Joshua was scheduled to do a lot of media rounds in preparation for his upcoming fight with Gerald Miller on ESPN.
Okay.
And he had been doing some shows on ESPN and stuff. Anyway, he's over here in America, and he's promoting the thing, and like, he elongated his trip so he could appear on some ESPN shows. And then in the 11th hour, which is emotional, like 11th hour, but still, 11th hour of this, it was abruptly canceled. Okay, and at first, I was like, this is dumb. This is just emotional nonsense. Anthony Joshua and his handlers got his feelings hurt. But then, I was like, oh, they're saying this is news because Tyson Fury just signed a huge mega deal with ESPN, a network, and they've got their heavyweight champion now, right? And so why would they want to have one of the other heavyweight champions on to talk about their fight? What do you think about how ESPN and other sports entities are destroying the world?
Well, I would say, first of all, like, whatever we think about this specific story in ESPN, like, we're making up stories because we don't, like, know, like, really know. That said, one thing that frustrates me about ESPN is that they're supposed to be the worldwide leader in sports, yet there are big gaps in the sports that they, like, in their sports coverage.
Yeah.
This being an
They didn't cover boxing until they started wanting you and me to pay for their ESPN Plus app, which suddenly had boxing.
But like, but they do it in other ways too. You know, like not covering like all of something. So this would be an example, right? Like, oh, we're not going to do what was natural and expected, which was this big fight. This is the, top contender in the heavyweight division. He's coming over to the United States, right, for his debut fight.
Yeah, it's a huge fight.
Like, this is, you don't cover boxing a lot, but this is when you cover boxing.
Well, and to be, like, ESPN does cover boxing now a lot more than they ever had. They've always had Dan Raphael, but now they have two.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, on their mainstream, like, sports coverage.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that they have increased their coverage. So
like, do you remember, like, we used to watch Friday Night Fights, which was aired on ESPN, and right after it ended, I would always be excited because what I felt like should happen is as soon as Friday Night Fights ended and Sports Center came on, or whatever sports thing on ESPN came on, that they would be talking about the event that just ended that they aired. And they never talked about boxing right after it ended. Like, so frustrating.
It's just a frustrating thing in the sport of boxing, because I know about the sport of boxing. I'll say this, and this I think applies beyond boxing, but let me just say this. We increasingly live in a world where there is not a true media in the sport of boxing, in that and I mean independent media. So ESPN has great writers, right? They're the worldwide leader. But ESPN also is a de facto promoter because they have fighters that are attached to them, etc. Same thing that we used to have with HBO and then not covering other fights, or Showtime doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got the Zone, who the Zone doesn't have writers as much, but they do a lot of advertising on sporting news, and a lot of their content is that sporting news. And so you see, like, oh, okay, that to me is an issue. And then the third thing is the other group, which is PBC. PBC hires a lot of people that are boxing writers. I'm not calling any, like, names out or saying that this is even wrong. I'm just saying that the fruit of this is that we really don't have a place big enough, a big place, like a real media place, a place that should be something like ESPN, for example, since that's their thing.
I mean, if ESPN is a worldwide leader in sports, what's frustrating is that their hands are a little dirty because they have a conflict of interest with airing certain sporting events, and not just boxing. Like, the ESPN airs other
ESPN has ruined college football, but that's a whole nother debate.
So, like, it's frustrating because they should be the entity that it doesn't have that conflict of interest.
Right.
But they do. And so in sports, we're kind of left with, we don't have another big entity that
if you
can
have
do that.
a conflict of interest, you damn sure better not cancel a rival promoter's heavyweight champion the same week.
That's the crazy thing.
Week that you sign your guy. Like, that just is audaciously
I mean, you're just asking
ridiculous.
People to make up stories.
Right, because all we are is making up stories.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty easy story to make up. You're the worldwide leader with millions of subscribers. You should have somebody on your payroll that thinks about this kind of thing, at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that hard.
Or maybe they considered it and they were like, well, we're going to do it anyway.
You know what else isn't that hard, and what you should do anyway, is like, comment, and subscribe. There's 3 things in life that I've found to be the most beneficial to me. That's when I like, comment, and subscribe on my favorite channel, Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel. I'm Kelsey, this is Rachel, and this was some Real Talk.